Today, it's all about them nachos. Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, the food experience is back. In today's experience, I'm going to make some nachos in the Kalorik Maxx air fryer oven. And what we're going to do first is prepare a marinade. I'm going to do half of them steak and half of them chicken, like divide it right down the center. So let's go ahead and fix that marinade. Alright, as I mentioned, I'm going to do some of them with steak, some of them with chicken. Got some boneless chicken breast fillets and a New York steak. First thing I did off camera was I separated some garlic cloves, chopped up some cilantro, and sliced some limes. The first thing I'm going to add is 6 ounces of pineapple juice. Then we're going to go ahead and squeeze the juice out of all these limes. It's good to have a nice citrus base when you're making Mexican style meat. And I figure the chicken and the steak, they could use the same marinade. And that's going to be the juice from 2 full limes right there. We could go ahead and add in some cilantro. Should be enough. And I'm going to use my garlic press to add some minced garlic. Do another couple cloves. Next I'm going to add a couple dashes of Worcestershire sauce, about a tablespoon. A couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I just eyeball it. I don't really measure. Tablespoon of oil. Normally I use olive oil, but I seem to be out of it at the moment. About a tablespoon of chili powder, teaspoon of cumin, some salt. Gonna use some Himalayan pink salt for this, and some black pepper. And lastly, I'm gonna add some scorpion pepper powder, just because I love things to be a little bit spicy. Next thing to do is whisk it all together. Make sure everything is blended in. Next I'm going to take the New York steak, coat both sides of it, and let it soak. And I'm going to add some chicken breasts in there and make sure they're all covered. See if I can fit one more small guy. And another little piece here. So that should be pretty good. I'm going to try to flatten out the steak because it was kind of thick at one end and thin on the other. So just going to go ahead and flatten it out just a bit. It's probably more ideal to use a flat steak type of thing, but this will work. There we go. Now it's submerged. So I got my chicken, got my steak. I know some people are like, I don't know if you want to mix steak and chicken. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Next, I'm going to go ahead and plastic wrap this thing. But I'll check right back with you in a few. Welcome back, everybody. I have the steak and chicken. It's been marinating for 2 hours in the refrigerator. I got the Kalorik Maxx air fryer oven heating up to 375 degrees in air fryer mode. Some of this is a little bit of an experiment because the meat's kind of thin. I don't think my temperature probes are going to work exactly perfect with it. So I'm just going to do a test. We're going to throw it in there for 6 minutes and see how it is. Then I'll go ahead and use an instant read thermometer on it. Also to note, I have the combo steak tray drip pan together in there right now while it is heating up. Alright, so there we go. Air fry is preheated at 375 degrees. And let's add the chicken. Slide it in. Close the doors. Alright, so 6 minutes has elapsed. Let's go ahead and give it a checkup. Wow, smells really good, I'll tell you that. 130. 132. Down at the smaller, thinner end. 145. I could probably cut that end off. It's a little bit thinner at that end. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and flip him over. And I think I'll cut off the very thin part of the steak at this end. Boy, that's tender though, I'll tell you what. Alright, let's go ahead and put it back in. And I'm going to let it go for another 5 minutes. I think that should do it. Let's go ahead and stop it and remove. I'm going to give it a taste test of that chicken that I took out first. Boy, that marinade is good. That totally tastes like the chicken I would get like in a Mexican restaurant. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up the meat a little bit off camera to get it ready for the nachos. We are making nachos, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Alright, so I got all the steak and chicken all cut up, ready to go. I tell you, there's lots of preparations to nachos. I got some pinto beans heating up right now, and we're going to get everything and make it come together. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is lay some chips out on this plate. Pretty sure the plate can handle some hot temperatures. And let's go ahead and start with the first layer. And I like to do things in layers because that way you get cheese distributed throughout the whole thing, you know? And the beans should pretty much be ready. So I'm going to add some of them to layer 1. There we go. Let's add a little bit of steak. Actually, I want to keep the steak on one side and chicken on the other. Not that I mind cross-contaminating, but just the way I had thought this all out, you know? So there we go. And then I'm going to take a little bit of enchilada sauce and drizzle it over them a little bit. Next, I'm going to use some Mexican 4-cheese blend and apply a generous amount. Alright, I'm also going to add some onion. And now for the top layer. This is going to be one heck of a plate of nachos. Then let's go ahead and add the remaining beef. And the remaining chicken. To try some of that. Yum. Add a little bit more onions. Add a little bit more beans. And then a top layer of cheese. But wait, there's more. I have a little bit left of this Scotch bonnet cheese that I've been saving. Trying to hold out on using. And I'm going to go ahead and shred it right on top. And that's a nice spicy cheese right there. There we go. And lastly, I'm going to top it with some more enchilada sauce. And that's it. And look at that. That is a nice towering plate of nachos with all kinds of goodness in there. It's at 450 degrees and I'm going for the bake 2 position. There we go. Top part of the layer of nachos is right around fast air fry, maybe a little bit below. And I'm just gonna do it by eyeballing it. Wait for the cheese to look bubbly good and a little bit of brown on top. The enchilada sauce should kind of keep it at bay so the cheese doesn't burn, and we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and remove. Oh, this looks good. Take a picture for social media here. And wowzers, folks, look at that. But we're not done yet. Wait, there's more. Nachos would not be complete without some sour cream. So I'm going to add some of that. Got some spicy holy guacamole. Alright, that's what we're looking at. And the only thing else I'm going to add is a little bit of hot sauce. I'm going to use some of this Tia Lupita. Just a little bit here and there. And for the special ingredient, some Reaper squeeze-ins from the Pucker Butt Pepper Company. Oh, this stuff is hot. If you're not used to Carolina Reaper, this stuff could be a face-melting experience. All right, I think we're good to go. Let's give these suckers a try. Oh man, that's good. Here's one with some chicken. And the cheese is all melted goodness. Let's get one with some steak. There we go. Oh man, that's good. Definitely better than most any Mexican restaurant I've ever been to. Get some guac, some sour cream. Dynamite. The enchilada sauce gives it a whole nother dimension. The Scotch bonnet cheese, it's a white cheddar cheese. Man, it has like a nice amount of heat. The Reaper squeeze-ins I added definitely have some heat. So there you go. I got a lot more left to eat. It's my lunchtime and I'm gonna get down and go to it off camera. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of making some steak and chicken nachos in the Kalorik Maxx air fryer, with the exception of the beans I did on a stovetop. But yeah, I hope you guys got something from this. I'll try to list all the recipe and ingredients I used in the description. And definitely give this experience a go. Double thumbs up on this one. So, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I got a lot of good stuff coming up. And for the people that are already here, please drop me a line below in the comments. Leave me your thoughts on what you think. Yeah, I love hearing from you. I love interacting with you. And my channel's growing and growing. I'm almost at 600 subscribers now. And I couldn't do it without your help, so I really am grateful that you're part of the food experience. Also, a big shout out to all the people in the Kalorik Maxx air fryer oven group. You guys are awesome. Great to be a part of your group. And thanks so much for joining my channel. And with that said, we are going to buzz out of here. And I hope you have a stellar day. Be excellent. And most of all, remember me. I'm KJ Andy O, your food experience host with the most. Take care, my fine folks, and I'll see you next time. Laters.